I'm so glad, I'm so happy, very overwhelmed that people are now, the memes especially which are being made. अच्छा चलो फुटबॉल खेलना है ओके ये भी ठीक है. That was always stuck in my mind. मिर्जापुर में सब कट्टा चलाते हैं. He's the only one जो दिमाग चलाएगा, जो जुबान चलाएगा. Especially this line was very important to me. This was my input in this character because when
Okay, that's improvised for you?
yeah 2015 का टप्पा ने बाहुबली को क्यों मारा and 2020 now रॉबिन की मम्मी कौन. That feels nice. I think it's like the biggest suspense.
Priyanshu, welcome back on Bollywood Hungama. So should I call you Priyanshu or should I call you Robin?
Nowadays हाँ आजकल सब रॉबिन ही बुला रहे हैं तो I don't know. I'm liking it.
मम्मी कैसी हैं आपकी? मम्मी कैसी हैं?
मम्मी बहुत अच्छी है. मम्मी बहुत खुश हैं रिएक्शन से जो आ रहे हैं मम्मी के लिए स्पेशली. और जो सस्पेंस बना रखे हैं हमने मम्मी का, तो मम्मी तो बहुत बढ़िया है अभी. As in,
ये भी ठीक है. ये भी ठीक है. How do you respond to the response that is coming in for you? People are really liking your character and it's very intriguing. Feedback.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming. I mean, I think there was a big fan following anyway of Mirzapur. I was part of it. I think when I had seen season 1, and all of us had loved season 1, and this world, this mad world which they had created, and the audience, the fan following was always there. I was nervous because when you're stepping into a world which has already been created and looks very, very good, anyway, with such brilliant cast. But I'm so glad, I'm so happy, very overwhelmed that people are now every day. I'm just enjoying everything, whatever the DM, the memes, especially which are being made on and for me, and just having fun with all this. It's brilliant.
Would you say that this is by far the most popular role that you've ever played?
Popularity wise, yes. Because as I said, I think it's because of the show and the platform which there is. I mean, I would also say my Netflix film Extraction was again one of the biggest film, which happened, and it is the biggest watched film around the world. So that was, but a different kind of popular. I would say I made some Spanish and Brazilian fans as well after Extraction, but now, especially with Mirzapur, it's more massy, it's more reaching places in India, and I can show my work with this popular side of it, especially in our country. Yeah.
I think Amazon is in 200 countries, so I think this is going out all across the world as well. And
yeah, absolutely.
People are loving it.
Yeah, not just India, I'm saying, but in India, this show was so big anyway, and I think I already had this idea that when people are going to watch season 2, it was anyway expectation wise, it was in really high level. So I mean, I was scared. And when anyway your work is reaching so many people, so you want to be appreciated, you want to get this love which they gave season 1, but it happened. So that's the best part.
Right, and a lot of people, they're saying that how can anyone say "ye bhi theek hai" in such a cool manner when someone is talking about the mother, but you do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just especially this line was very important to me. This was my input in this character because when
that's improvised for you.
Yeah. So I had told them, and it was not improvisation. When I read the character, when I read this world, and this was one of the most colorful character you can play with. I mean, he's mysterious. He's got so many layers. I did not want to make him just a gimmicky character. No, he's not for me just a comic relief in Mirzapur. For me, he had lots to do otherwise as well. Mystery to him. So I would, if you see in most of the scenes, I don't know whether I'm going to say truth or false. So I wasn't committing so much in any of the scenes or to my lines. Not creating any background story where Robin comes. When I met Puneet ji, the writer, and Guru, our director, I said there's one thing I want to put in this guy, a catchphrase, which will be his true thing. That is him in his most truest, true form. And I want a catchphrase from him. And I always had this because I had heard it from an uncle long back. He used to say this. And he used to say it very slowly. We used to go for camping, and he was there as a camping instructor, and we used to say, "Uncle, can we play football? Can we do this?" And he would just be silent and he'll slow. अच्छा चलो फुटबॉल खेलना है okay ये भी ठीक है अच्छा ये करना है चलो ये. So I that was always stuck in my mind, and it worked very well for this character. So that's why if you see in the
It does.
show, I just keep saying it to myself. I'm not saying it to the others. It's my thing to myself.
What is your favorite meme for Ye Bhi Theek Hai or Mummy?
Oh, there are many now. There's been some fun ones happening. I think, um, uh, like I love the Tinder one. The guys checking, swiping, and going with all checking all the girls saying "Ye bhi theek hai, ye bhi theek hai, ye bhi theek hai, ye bhi theek hai." And Mummy, I think, is become the a character which before coming to another season also I think is already famous. So I think when people are saying 2015 Katappa ne Bahubali ko kyun mara and
Hmm.
2020 now Robin ki mummy kaun, that feels nice. I think it's like the biggest suspense also. So brilliant. I think the memes are great.
So with Munna Bhai out of the pictures, maybe I think Robin is something that people can look forward to in season 3.
Yes. I believe. Let's see where the character goes. Even I don't know what the writers and these guys have in mind. But I'm hoping now, yeah, because the character is such. I think there's so much to explore within him as his background, and because in two, he's just coming and going. He's just doing his deal. He's doing his business, and then he's got this romantic angle with Dimpy. But there's so much to explore with him. So I'm sure Puniji and the makers are really thinking how to explore him more. Let's see. I'm also
Yeah,
excited to.
given the best part of the mystery around him, one moment he can be someone that you would want to sympathize with and you feel for him, and at the second moment he can be like a con man, and
Yeah.
you don't know that he can sell almost anything or invest in almost anything and get you out of it. So it's that mystery element really works for him as a viewer for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I think was brilliantly written by Puniji. And this whole mother thing which they had. I mean, I went to Guru and especially for me, the two scenes where with Shweta, with Golu, when I've already told her that she's died, and then next time I'm saying that she is a bank manager, my mother, and when she catches me, I was confused. I was asking Guru saying कि इसको split personality with dual personality तो नहीं है. मतलब every scene is behaving differently. This was all when we were preparing the character. He said it depends on you. You want to comment. How much do you want to say? Are you saying the truth? False? What? I was confused whether if I'm saying truth to Dimpy about loving her. But I had to decide on ki how much vulnerable and Robin can be if he's revealing his real name. That was the tricky thing, I think. So playing the businessman for me was fun. The tricky thing was to play. Am I being real with the love angle side? But yeah, there's so many layers to this guy. I think that's
There
what
are
I
layers.
actor.
There are layers for sure. Okay, now be it Bhavesh Joshi, be it Extraction, and be it now Mirzapur. The interesting part is that I don't know if it is by design or it is your conscious will that you seem to come across as someone who just likes deceiving in terms of looks. Like the way you looked in Bhavesh Joshi was very different from the way you looked in Extraction, and the way you look in Mirzapur. I had to really grasp that it is Priyanshu after a few maybe minutes or whatever, and also because Gurmeet had told me that you should watch out for Priyanshu in season 2. So
Right.
that's how I had it in mind. Oh, Priyanshu, this is Priyanshu. So do you like camouflaging in a way? Your
I think what I when I sit for the character and when we are making this guy, of course there's an input. I always believe a character is built by the team, not just me as an actor. There's a stylist who comes in, you've got the team, you've got the writer, you've got the director, everybody comes together and makes a character what he is. Even during Amir Asif, when they made me wear those tuxedos and the gold chains and the rings, and when I was feeling heavy loaded with the gold around me, it just suddenly changes your body language. I believe in wearing the right shoes for my character. I'm very, very particular about it. If the shoes are right, it gives me a very good body language. But I would like to do roles and I would like to change myself in a way, as you said, which feels great that, when you're watching me, you're watching Robin and you forget that who this guy is. I'm fine with not if you don't recognize me at the airport or if you don't recognize me somewhere else. If it takes you time to recognize me and be like, oh wait, this is this, and which has happened with me at the airport, saying that, wait, are you Bhavesh Joshi? And I said yes, and they become very happy when they click pictures with me. But I'm glad because while you're watching me, you're only watching Bhavesh Joshi. You've forgotten that this is Priyanshu, and only if you can. And a lot of people have told me that after they watched Mirzapur, then they searched for me and then realized, oh wait, this is this guy. and then also realized that this is the guy in Extraction, which we saw early this year, and he was Amir Hassan. So I feel very, very proud and happy with my job that you were only focused with the character. You were watching him, not me. You thought of the actor after you finished and after you liked the guy.
Tell me something about the making of Robin, for example. The glasses, whose idea was it? Uske alawa the clothes. He wears these, I think, 80s sort of style clothes. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but in terms of the shirts and the pants, it seems like a bit. It's not today. It's like it's somehow vintage in a way.
Yeah,
It is retro. Like I think that he, in a way, I think
totally.
he writes retro. And then he has this very strange body language.
Mm,
Very strange. It's very relaxed, but it can be really calculative as well.
mm.
So it's a very superb body language. So let's talk about the making of Robin.
I think costumes, I have to give it to the team again. Guru's,
Mm.
it was, I think, his thought of Guru and Mihir, and how to make this guy a little colorful, and let's
Mm.
make him the most colorful character. Also, I think it's the idea of keeping a shield. He's got this facade over him with the print and being very loud and with the chashma. That's why, I mean, he believes, right? For my business, I'm going to change myself. He's not real that way. Maybe at home he's different. So maybe he's a different guy. Maybe that's what we're going to see later. So all this is there with Robin. That's why I find him one of the most mysterious characters, because this is all
Mysterious, yeah.
yeah, because this is all a get up for him to do this business in a very colorful way, so that he can be with a guys from different, whether they come from different religion, whether he's a Bihar gangster or whether he's a Mirzapur gangster, he doesn't care. He's not scared of guns. He's not scared of it. This is a colorful world. He knows how to do business. So I think that was their idea, their plan of putting me into it. And as I got into this, I mean, that I also, the day one I saw my shirts, I was like, okay, can I pull this off? Can I wear these colors? But no, I mean, after they gave me the hair and the chashma and the glasses came on, I said, this is working. This is nice. This is a cover for him. This is not the real Robin. He's just behaving like this, pretending like this. So let's pretend more. So for me, the body language wise, what I did was, if I'm doing business with you, that is when Tyagis come in, whether when Vijay would come into me or Golu would come into me, I have a certain bent body language that you are the boss. You are giving me the money. Once the money is in my hand, or whenever the thing is in my court, I suddenly change. So my body always, with Dimpy, it's very different. You would see me whenever I'm comfortable, I'm giving money to the librarian. I'm very straight up, and I'm adjusting my pants, and I'm like, I'm the king of the money, and these guys don't know anything about money. But when you're giving me the money, when you're coming with the business, okay, thank you. And I've seen those people, when a lot of these business guys have these kind of body language. So I just try to do that.
There is a very interesting aspect around Robin, which I felt as a viewer, and I can be wrong, but tell me what is your opinion about it. So he's someone who understands people very well. He has that sly smile when he's noticing कि किसका किसके साथ में affair है, क्या कौन किस वजह से आया हुआ है, and क्या हो रहा है. So he's understanding everything, but he is focusing on the business part, as you said. उसका ये है कि मेरे को business में interest है, मुझे इनके personal उसमें कोई वो नहीं है. But he's understanding कि what is going through in a person's mind, and he, in a way, takes advantage of it as well to just get his business forward, not in a devious manner, but to get his business forward. So how do you get into a mind space of a character like that? Because when you're smiling, it's a very sly smile. It's like a very know it all smile. कि हाँ मैं सब समझ रहा हूँ आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, but I'll keep it to myself. Or even the way he responds to Guddu's aggression, it's a very cool and calm and collected, which is unlike anyone else who does it. So how do you get into that mind space of that character? And is there a process that you internalize maybe in such a manner that maybe things just flow?
Yeah, I think only thing I kept to myself was that. So I met Shweta before when we started preparing for this. We both wanted to sit down. Also, we are old friends, and we were just sitting and she was excited that I'm coming into season 2, and we were just sitting and chatting. And she said, "What have you thought about Robin? Where does he come from? This, that." I said, apart from me being this business guy, who's I think my line was basically कि मिर्जापुर में सब कट्टा चलाते हैं. He's the only one जो दिमाग चलाएगा, जो जुबान चलाएगा. He's not. So I wasn't. I did not want to get influenced by the world of Mirzapur. He has his own world and his way of doing things. His way is not with violence. He knows he's the smartest maybe in the room, and he can get away by speaking to people. So his power is words. He knows how to speak, and change people's minds. Business is about relations. Business is about money. Business is all about people having good relation with each other. And for me, one, yeah, because he doesn't get scared, so I don't have to be, whether it is Pehlwanji or whether it is a Tyagi family or any family. Robin is on his own. He knows that money, end of the day, is coming to me. And that's the weakest thing. If you see in Mirzapur, everybody is struggling with money. The businesses are going down for the parties, for the Pandit. And this guy, he knows that the money is coming through him. So he's anyway at a power status. So I just try to keep the status high. When you keep a status high of a character, I anyway believe whenever I'm in a scene, this is my scene and I'm the king of the scene, even if I have to just react, even if I have to just sit there or smile. Uh, and when talking about the smile or the cunningness of him, that he understands these people, is this same thought, is the thought of that these guys know what they're doing, but I know the business well. So let's stick to that thought. So I only kept it to that. And listening and remembering that their relation might go wrong, my business should not go wrong, whatever happens. Yeah.
Priyanshu, tell me about your journey. Where you started from? Have you done any course in acting? And what sort of struggle did you come across? What sort of hardships did you face? And then when was it that you felt that you made it?
It's a process. I came in 2010 in Mumbai. Bangalore is where I grew up. I did my studies there. I did my filmmaking studies there from an Australian institute, which was there in Bangalore. So I was always inclined towards all this. I wanted to study them also there because I love the idea of too many people coming together and capturing one moment. That a lighting guy to a spot dada to everybody. We 200, 300 people, we come together and we create 1 second and we take time to create that moment till it comes out beautifully. So for me, anyway, the process is very fascinating. So I learned it. And I think that is why I understand when a shot is being taken, why does it take time to set up a shot? So when I came to Bombay, the idea was very, very clear that I have to start acting. But because I also had technical knowledge, I was also editing showreel for somebody, and maybe so. I started with theatre. I started with Rage Productions, Rajat Kapoor, and I was also working with Deepthi Naval for her film. I was assisting Deepthi Naval, and she had made a film called Do Paise Ki Dhoop Char Aane Ki Barish, and I was just kind of being an assistant because I know the technical stuff. Whatever she wants, I can do it. But through them, I think I was lucky, touch wood, that I was working with one of the finest actors in our country, Rajat Kapoor, Shanaz Patel, and I was in the theatre group. And my first play was directed by Rajat Kapoor, called Mahua. And he directed this play where I realized कि shit acting करने आए हैं यार, यहाँ तो बोलना ही नहीं आ रहा है. My Hindi was still becoming better. I don't know, in Bangalore, I was in a Hindi school, I mean Hindi medium school, but we used to speak more in mixed languages. तो प्ले वाली जो हिंदी होती है जिसको हम when we were playing Orissa के some tribals, so I used to get a lot of scoldings from Rajit Kapoor, and I thank God for that. That I pushed my gear. I said I have to study more, read more, become better. But he's been a great mentor for me from the beginning. Even today, after every extraction, he called me and told me what you've done right and brilliantly. Every time he keeps congratulating me. So theater started, and then I did theater with AK, Akash Prana, and lots of plays happened there. That's how me, Shreya, Shikatal Sania, all of us, we know each other because we've been doing plays for really long. Yeah, so then the usual auditions, and the auditions are the fun thing, and I still enjoy doing auditions. I don't know, they're like playground for me. They're like whether I get the part or not. If you're calling me for an interesting audition, I'm gonna come in, do 10 takes, 20 takes. Let's just play with this. It's fun, right? At least sitting at home is better. I can come to you and we can just explore some character. My acting ability wise, I'm also exploring something. So I don't think of whether I'm gonna get this part. I just give my audition, then I forget about it. But I love giving auditions. It's just exploring yourself. It's a playground where I can have fun. So auditions kept happening, and I think, but my breakthrough was, yeah, the most interesting thing is with Excel, I did Rock On 2, my first feature, if we have to say, as Bollywood, where I had only 4 scenes, but very, very important 4 scenes. And now also I'm in Mirzapur 2, so I think Excel ke saath mera 2 ka wo hai. I'm always in the 2 of their, sequels. So Rock On 2 and Mirzapur 2. अब देखते हैं आगे कौन से sequel में मैं आऊंगा एक्सेल के साथ. But I think the breakthrough performance, as everybody I think realizes, and a very special film is Bhavesh Joshi. From where the more doors opened, appreciation came in. Critics also kind of mentioned me everywhere. And then, there was a good respect as an actor around, and that kind of opened doors. And now good projects are in line.
In fact, it was after Bhavesh Joshi that we invited you to our office.
Yes.
For interaction.
Yeah, yeah.
I think people were talking about you, but I think maybe they should have spoken more. And so, what are you doing next, Priyanshu?
Some very exciting stuff lined up. So, of course, Rashmi Rocket was one which was announced long back, and we were supposed to start shooting March, April, May. This is a film with Taapsee, RSVP. I'm very excited because it's first with them. I love that production house, and Taapsee, I think, one of the finest talents, the stars we have now. So very excited to work with her. Akash Khurana is directing it. It's called Rashmi Rockets. We were supposed to do it during the COVID time when things shut down. So we're starting now. He's going to start shooting in November. All the prep is happening for the film. Now we're all excited. So I'll get into that. And then there is the announcement which happened yesterday, another exciting one, which is Pipa, which I'll finish this and then jump into that. That I'm very excited because it is again a war-based film. Raja Menon is directing it. I worked with him at Upstarts. He was my producer there. Very, very cool guy. And this will be a joint venture between Siddharth Roy Kapoor and RSVP again. So this will be my second with RSVP. And Mrunal and Ishan are like, I think these two guys are. I really like both of them as their talents. I haven't seen Suitable Boy. I'm really waiting, and when I get time, I want to binge watch Suitable Boy. But whatever I've seen of Ishan earlier, I really liked him. So I'm very excited because we three are playing siblings, so that'll be great. So I think it'll be very interesting. The three of us come together and create some fun stuff. So yeah, Rashmi Rocket, Pipa is happening, and there's one more, but series which we are in talks with. If that clears out, and if I just sign it, I think that'll be great. So that's also a fun series. So I think these three projects will be great to do in the next 6 months.